All right, we've collected all the ballot boxes. If everybody could have if I could have your attention, please. If everybody could take their seats while the ballots are being counted, you're going to hear from the people who are going to arrange for the retirement party of the Democrats. So please take your seats and give them your utmost attention. Our first candidate who's going to speak is Matt Bayturn, who's running for president. He's fighting his way up to the stage.
Well, it's an honor and a privilege to get to speak to such a large group of Republican leaders. The Republican Party has a long and storied history of debate within the party, and this helps us come up with the best ideas. Fortunately, New Hampshire encourages that exchange of ideas. And at the grassroots level, candidates and these ideas are tested by informed citizens who improve the quality of candidates and the ideas they espouse. I can emphatically state that I am a better candidate for having come to New Hampshire and having a chance to spend time over the last 3 months talking to voters all over the state in Republican meetings, in Rotary clubs, in diners, all over. Unfortunately, 10 other states have shut down debate by canceling their primaries, elections, and caucuses, or by party leaders who've chosen to designate a single candidate. This flies in the face of the history and traditions of the Republican Party, that the right to vote is sacrosanct, and that voters have the right to hold elected officials accountable, even incumbent presidents. One thing practically all Granite Staters would agree on is that doubling of the annual budget deficit over the last 3 years is a serious failure of leadership. We need leadership in Washington that will veto spending bills, just as Governor Sununu vetoed spending bills here in New Hampshire to balance the state budget. As you in New Hampshire know, the best way to limit government is to limit the amount of taxes that the government receives. My live-free tax plan would cut and eliminate the income tax for anyone earning $50,000 or less, or families earning under $100,000. This will unleash enormous economic growth for hardworking families. New Hampshire voters have a proud history of holding our leaders accountable when they break their promises. And in closing, I ask for your vote and for your support to send a message that doubling the budget deficit over the last 3 years does not reflect New Hampshire's values or traditions. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.
Thank you very much, Matt. I now turn to our U.S. Senate candidates, and the arrangement of speaking is based upon alphabetical. So the first one up is General Bogue. And again, I will remind you, you have 2 minutes, and the timer is waiting.
Can I have the mic, sir?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, you want
Down here, yeah. Sort of slide it out of there for me. Pull it. There you go. Thank Sir, very much.
Well, thank you very much and good morning. This morning is about you. It's really not about me. It's about you and all the great work you do for the Republican Party. It gives me the honor and opportunity to stand up here and announce my candidacy for the United States Senate. I want that honor to serve you. And serve you, I will give you 100%. Just like I did for 33 plus years in the military. And that's what I want to do, serve you. I believe in three things: people, family, and mission. And it's people that need to be served. It's people are our most important asset. And that's who we need to focus on. And that is you, and I will do that. I will do that in the state of New Hampshire, and I will do it down in Washington, D.C. for a bit of a change, right? Because that is not happening. People are our number one asset, and we need to focus on them. Family. Family is our number one institution. And I think our families are not being paid attention to properly. I think there's a lot of politics out there on the Democrat side that is weakening our family. We are strong, not weak. We are independent, not dependent. We are determined, not faint of heart. And I will tell you right now that I would not be standing here if it wasn't for my wife, Sharon. She has saved my life. She has raised our children. 81 months in combat, a lot of time away from my family during my career. And my wife did the lion's share of raising our 3 boys. And now I have 3 grandchildren. And I could not do it without the strength of this woman. And women are our strength. I believe in life from conception to the end, from womb to tomb. Last point, mission. I will be dedicated to the mission for you. I will give you 100%. Nothing is more important than that mission. And what is it? Serving you, protecting the Constitution, and protecting our American way of life. All 3 of those are under siege today. I want to thank Bill O'Brien and I want to thank Corky Messner for putting their names in the hat, because I learn from them as I listen to them. And we as Republicans must come together to make a difference, turn New Hampshire red, live free or die.
Thank you, General. I will now turn to microphone over to Corky Messner.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. The energy in the room today is the energy of winning. I feel it, because we are going to win. We are going to win up and down the ballot. I will help President Trump to continue winning by beating Jeanne Shaheen and sending her home. Sending her home to York, Maine, where she lives. We are the party of liberty and economic freedom. These values inspired me long ago to go to West Point and become a graduate. These values inspired me to be a leader of men in the Army. These values inspired me to lead a business and become an entrepreneur. These values have helped me succeed. I am a job creator, a problem solver, and I get things done. I've lived the American dream. There is creeping socialism in New England. But guess what? We have a wall here. We have a wall in New Hampshire. You know what? That wall is strong and tough and has grit. That wall is Governor Chris Sununu. Governor Sununu and President Trump, help is on the way because I'm going to defeat Jeanne Shaheen. We Republicans are the party of hope. We are the party of empowerment of the individual. We believe in the tremendous power unleashed by liberty, unburdened by government. We believe in the Constitution as written. We believe in the right to bear arms. We believe in the Electoral College. We believe in the dignity of human life. Everybody has the opportunity to succeed, both the born and the unborn. I ask for your support. I've lived the American dream. I will continue to live the American dream and fight for everybody here and your kids and your kids' kids so they also can live the American dream. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Corky. And now the final candidate running for U.S. Senate, William O'Brien, the Honorable William O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's so many wonderful people here. I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, for all your work. I'm a son of the House and admire the work that you did. But how well do we know our Senate candidates? Well, I'm glad so many of you know me. You know that this is not my first time at an annual meeting of the New Hampshire Republicans. You know I've been here year after year with you, fighting in the trenches, fighting alongside you, and with you providing leadership. And you remember, I was Speaker when we restored fiscal sanity after 2 years of uncontrolled Democrat spending. And you remember, we inherited a massive deficit, but we kept our promises with a balanced budget and no new taxes. You remember instead, we inherited this massive deficit, but we reduced taxes and regulations and cut spending by over $1 billion and no new taxes. Courageous leadership, making tough decisions, and delivering these results is what is desperately needed in Congress. Yes, you know, I provided that leadership in Concord, and I will provide that leadership in Washington. You know that when I make candidate promises, unlike so many who have disappointed us, I keep those promises. You know I don't and I will not buckle under to vicious attacks by Democrats and the fake news. And you know that when I go to Washington, I won't become part of the swamp. I am and I will remain New Hampshire. You know that I am not a campaign conservative, but a genuine conservative. Not just here, but when tested. That's why I have the endorsement of Senator Ted Cruz, the 603 Alliance, Councilor Dave Wheeler, Senator John Reagan, Representative Mary Griffin, and so many great Republicans. I will be honored for each one of you to join us. Everyone knows here that we can dump Jeanne Shaheen. Join me. Fight with me. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Let's have a round of applause for all of our Senate candidates.
GOP TV.